If you've ever wanted to invest and didn't know where to start, stop scrolling. This is for you. This is going to be a longer video, but I promise you it's going to be worth your time. You're going to learn how to open an account for the first time and actually buy your first stock. I'm going to show you all the screenshots, all the screen shares, and a full walkthrough of exactly what you need to get started investing today. The best part is you actually need $0 to do this. Because the app you need to download in order to start investing, if you use the link in my bio, it's going to give you $25 to start. So there's no excuses. Okay, so the first step in investing is that you got to choose a brokerage. So this is where you're going to make all your trades, where you're going to buy and sell stocks and different assets like that. It can be at a bank or it can be online. The two things you need to look for when actually choosing a brokerage is ease of use and low fees. So compared to all the banks, the two really good online brokerages right now that have zero fees when it comes to trading stocks and selling stocks is Wealthsimple and Questrade. But if you want ease of use, Wealthsimple is probably the better one for you. Okay, so to get started, click the link on my bio or copy and paste the link into a browser, whatever you want, and download the Wealthsimple app. Once you click the link in the bio, it'll take you to the App Store and show you an app that looks like this. Just click download. Once you download it, it'll look like this on your home screen. Click on it and click on sign up. You can basically put in your name, your email, your password, and all those fun stuff. I'll let you do that. And then you have to put in your phone number and do two-factor authentication. That's why that screen came up. Next, you have to complete your setup. They're going to ask you a few personal questions about you just to tailor your experience. You can click next, and that's how you create the account. It's that easy, guys. So let it load. Here you can choose to open the account or transfer money from another brokerage like a bank to here. For this example, we're going to open an account. This is where people get confused. There are so many different accounts you can open. There is a checking account, TFSA, RSP, FHSA. For our purposes in this example, we're going to open a TFSA, but I would recommend opening an FHSA if you are looking to buy a home in the next 15 years, because that account only lasts 15 years and TFSA you can hold forever. But for this example, let's just use TFSA just to make it easy. Here they're going to give you a couple different options of how you want to invest. So you can work with an advisor, invest in their portfolios, or you can do it on your own. We're going to do it on our own since we're learning how to do that today. This is some quick info about the tax-free savings account in Canada and what the limit is. Remember, based on your age, you can only contribute a certain amount of money every single year. And if you do contribute more than that, the government can actually charge you a penalty. So make sure you know those numbers. And just to make it super easy for you, here is a really quick screenshot of based on your age today, November 2025. This is how much your contribution room is and how much you can put into TFSA account. So for example, if I'm 21 years old, up until this year, I can only put $26,000. And if I want to put more, I have to wait until next year. These numbers are super important, guys, so please save or take a screenshot or whatever you need to do. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's open our TFSA account. Okay, here you're going to provide Wealthsimple about your personal details, so your SIN number, residency, name, date of birth. It's so they can open their TFSA account on their side and get you registered. It's all secure and safe with Wealthsimple, so don't worry. I would say the only thing is that it takes a couple days for all this to be verified. It could even take a couple hours too, so just be patient and fill out the fields. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, we're going to see what the Wealthsimple interface looks like. So you can see under accounts, our registered savings account is in progress, that all that forms we filled. You can open a credit card, checking, RRSP, and a lot more with Wealthsimple. So Wealthsimple is kind of split into three parts. This is your main homepage. And then if you swipe to the left, you can see your spend. This is essentially what you see in a regular bank account. So you see your credit card, your checking. I don't have any money in here. That's why there's no numbers. But on the other side, you see your invest side. So this is where you can see all your portfolios like your TFSA, FHSA, and your earnings over time. Okay, looks like we got our TFSA account approved, but it says $0. So it's active, but we need to add money. So all you got to do is click that plus add button at the top to add funds and we can get started. So your money needs to come from somewhere. So you click that from, and then you can click your bank account. If you have different ones connected, that's fine too. Bank accounts usually take a couple days for the money to come in, or a couple hours, depending on your bank. But I usually like to do Interac transfers because they happen super quick, up to 30 minutes. Sometimes it's less. So that's what I choose. Okay, so you can see from here, it's going from my Interact to my registered savings account. And I can add the total amount. So I want to put in $1,000. I'll click next. And there's a confirmation page. Just make sure all those details are correct. I'm doing an Interact transfer. So make sure it's going to the right email. And then there's a confirmation page. And then go to your email and follow the steps. It'll usually take you to your bank interface and you can accept the transfer. Okay, $1,000 hit our TFSA account. Let's actually buy a stock now. To do that, just tap the magnifying glass at the bottom and type in your favorite stock or ETF. Okay, so this is what the interface looks like when you view a single stock or ETF or any asset. You'll see the line graph that shows the trend. In this case, it's over the last day, but you can toggle that to a week, month, 3 months, a year, 5 years, just to see the trend. All the numbers at the bottom is all amazing information about the stock or asset. You should definitely look into these. I actually have a video pinned to my page explaining what each of these numbers actually mean. So make sure you do your research before you buy stocks. Now, before we begin to trade, make sure your stock or asset that you want to buy is in the right account. So for me, it says non-registered. For you, it's going to say registered or your TFSA. I'm just using a test account. That's why it says non-registered. So let's hit trade and actually do this. You're gonna hit trade and click on buy NVIDIA. Because I'm in a non-registered account, it shows options, but it won't for you in your TFSA. So just go ahead and buy NVIDIA. And you're gonna come to a page here where it talks about the different options you have to buy. So at the top, you can toggle down and click on the limit price. Limit price is basically buying at a certain price. So if you want to buy at 198, for example, it'll execute the buy at that time. For us, just to make it simple, we're going to do market. I actually have another pinned video talking about each of the ways you can buy this stock. So check that out and you'll understand what all of these mean and choose the option that's best for you. Okay, we're going to choose market order, and in a market order, we can choose the number of shares we want to buy. So you can see I have $1,050 there in Canadian available, and then I can put the number of shares I want. So in this case, for example, let's just say I put 2 shares, it's going to cost $398 USD. Another option that you have is you can click max. So it'll basically take all the money that you have available to buy the maximum number of shares for this particular asset, right? So for me, in this case, it's 3.688 shares. The great thing about Wealthsimple is you can buy fractional amount of shares. So if NVIDIA stock is $200, but you only have $150 and you can't buy the whole share, you can buy a portion of it. So you still get to invest regardless of how much money you have. Remember, you can get a free $25 if you download the Wealthsimple and sign up using the link in my bio. So there's no excuse for you guys not to invest. Okay, let's click review and you're gonna get a confirmation page. So it tells you the order type. So it's a fractional share, the account that it's going to. In your case, it'll be a registered account like your TFSA, the estimated quantity, the amount. And remember, your conversion fee will also be included in the amount that you buy. So don't worry about that. And it'll tell you your total cost as well at the bottom. So in this case, it's 1,049.98 Canadian. And then you can essentially queue your order. And just like that, you have successfully bought your first stock, guys. Congratulations. Another thing you can do is check your order status. So sometimes orders don't go through for whatever reason. So one way you can check that is you see that clock at the very bottom right. You can click on that clock to see essentially the status of your orders. In this case, we can see under the today, the NVIDIA market buy order is pending. So it should land in my account pretty soon. The last few times it was rejected because the price changed by the time I actually bought it. So make sure you do it quickly, but read all your information. If we click the home icon and swipe right to invest, you can see all your investments. You can basically see under pending orders, you can see NVIDIA again, and all your holdings that I currently hold, so gold and IonQ is all there for you to see. And that's it, guys. That's all there is to it in terms of investing. You got your account open, you got your first stock. Now you need to learn a little bit more about the stock market. I got a bunch of videos on that, so follow and stay tuned.